हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे रामा राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे रामा राम राम हरे हरे. Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you for giving the opportunity.
Hare Krishna, Harita Mataji. Thank you for beautiful recitation of Bhagavad Gita.
Thank you, Mataji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Harita Mataji. Thank you so much for that beautiful recitation of Bhagavad Gita shlokas of chapter 12.
Hare Krishna, thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Harita Mataji. Thank you for the beautiful Bhagavad Gita recitation. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Vanchakalpatarupasya कृपा सिंधुभ्यो च पतितनां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः अनंत वैष्णव वृंद की जय श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. This is Sanita Ramya from Sharjah, welcoming all of you to this Bhakti Sangatapa conference call for the mid-morning session of Sri Caitanya Bhagavata. Before moving on to the session, I would like to know who are all present on the call today. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga, and all the assembled devotees. This is Yashamati Priya Devi Dasi from Hawaii.
Hare Krishna Yashomati Priya Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call and giving us the appreciation. Welcome to the call, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Harita Mataji, for reciting the Bhagavad Gita verses so beautifully. Hari Bol. Anybody else who would like to introduce themselves?
Hare Krishna, Anita Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru and Gauranga ki jai. This is Shivani from Ashwin, Virginia. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Shivani Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call and giving us the recitation. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Ramya Mataji, Pandvat Pranam to you and all Vaishnava. Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev ki jai, Vrinda.
Hare Krishna, Vrinda Gopika Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call and giving us the association. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Anita Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj, all glories to the assembled devotees on the call. This is Harita from Texas, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Harita Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call and giving us a association. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Anybody else who would like to introduce themselves?
Hare Krishna Mataji Dandat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Sunil from India.
Hare Krishna, Sunil Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for joining the call and giving us your association. Welcome to the call, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dhanvat Pranams, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and the assembled devotees. This is Revati Preeti Devi Dasi from Atlanta, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Revati Preeti Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Thank you for it. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. I once again welcome all of you to this Bhakti Sangha conference call for the mid-morning session of Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat. Before moving on to the session, I would like to read Prabhupada's quote for today. Today, Jan 20, Prabhupada has written from Mayapur in 1976. This is the month of Magha. So at the end of Magha, Hare Krishna, Prabhupada quote for today. Yadi Varshe Magera Sesha Dandaraja Punya Desha. This is the month of Magha. So at the end of Magha, if there is a little rain, then it is to be understood that the king of that country is very pious and blessed. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So today's session will be given by His Grace Adi Gadadhar from Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat. The verses from Antya khanda, the verses, chapter 5, the verses 2, that is triple two to 5. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glory to Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for coming on the call and giving us a valuable time of association. Over to you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you so much. We will start now. Let's start with Mangalacharan. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin iti namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine. Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Dear devotees, you are able to hear me clearly?
Yes,
Yes, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
We are
Yes, Prabhu, we
reading
can hear
from,
you.
thank you. We are reading from Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat by Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur Mahasaya, Antya Khanda, chapter 5, text 222. This is the description of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Sri Nityananda Prabhu in Sri Jagannath Puri Dham. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has taken sannyas. He is living in Sri Jagannath Puri Dham, and Sri Nityananda Prabhu has come from Gaudadesh, and this is a very confidential conversation taking place between Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Sri Nityananda Prabhu. Shri Shri Nimai Nitai. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Text 222. एक दिन श्री गौर सुंदर नर हरि निवृत्ते
That I
वसीला
don't understand. Even
नित्यानंद
our own
संगे
crew do
करी.
that too. They're supposed to be.
एक दिन श्री गौर सुंदर नर हरि निवृत्ते वसीला नित्यानंद संगे करी. Again, this is Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat, Antya Khanda, chapter 5, text 222. Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur Mahasaya is describing Ekadina, one day, Shri Gaura Sundara, Shri Gaura Sundar, Narahari, means he is the Supreme Lord Hari, but he is in a human form. He is in a Nar form. So he is Narahari. He sat down in a solitary place, Nibritte Vasila. He sat down in a solitary place, Nityananda Sangekari, with Shri Nityananda Prabhu. So in Sri Jagannath Puri Dham, in a solitary place, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Gaura Sundar is sitting down with Sri Nityananda Prabhu. Then what happened? Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu spoke to Sri Nityananda Prabhu. Prabhu bole shuna Nityananda Mahamati Satvare chalah tumi Navadvipa prati. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Sri Nityananda Prabhu, Nitai, you are Mahamati. You are very magnanimous. You are a very great person. You are Mahajan. Nadia Godhur mein Nityananda Mahajan. Satvare, very quickly, chalah tumi, you please go Navadvipa prati. Go to Sri Navadvip. You have come from Navadvip to Nilachal Dham, Jagannath Puri Dham, but I want you to go back to Navadvip. And that also quickly, Satvare. Quickly go back to Sri Navadvip Dham. Why so? Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explains in text 224. Pratigya kariya achi ami nija mukhe murkha nicha daridra bha saba prema sukhe. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Nitai, with my own mouth, I have given a promise that Patita Pavan Hetu Tava Avatar, that I will deliver the Patita Pavan. I will deliver the Patit. I will become Patita Pavan. Who is Patit? Those who are Murkha. Murkha means those who are not having any knowledge about Krishna. They are just Agyani. Then fallen. Fallen means uh, niche. That is people who are committing sinful activities. They are not following the Vedic culture. They are performing sinful activities. And Daridra. Daridra means those who are very uncivilized, poor people. For example, those who are the Shudras, the labor class, very, very impoverished, economically poor people, generally who are not able to mix with the Pandits. They don't have access. They may be illiterate. They cannot study Srimad Bhagavatam. They cannot study Bhagavad Gita. To these three categories of people, those who are just ignorant, they never met a sadhu. So they don't know anything better. They think just ahar, nitra, bhai, maithun, eating, sleeping, mating, defending is the purpose of life. That is murkha. Nicha means those who are addicted to sinful activities. And daridra means those who are less privileged. They cannot live with Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. There is less privilege, bichare people. So these are the people I want you, I want you to drown them in prema sukhe, in premanand. You should give them prema sukha. You should give them Krishna prem sukh. And not just inundate them. They should all be just floating in Krishna prem sagar. I want this. Can you do this for me? Next verse. Tumi o thakila jadi mui dharma kari apana uddama bhava sab parihari tabe murkha nicha jata patita samsar bala dekhi ara keva karibe uddhar. Now, in case Sri Nityananda Prabhu says that why me, Mahaprabhu? I have been with you always. Let me be with you in Jagannath Puri also. In Navadvip you kept me with you. Keep me with you in Jagannath Puri also. In case Sri Nityananda Prabhu is feeling separation from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu reminds Sri Nityananda Prabhu of a higher purpose in life. He says, listen Nitai, if you stay here with me as a avadhut, as a person who is renounced, tumi or thakila jadi muni dharma kari, I am a muni, I am a vairagi, I am a renounced person, I cannot do all this, I am uttamadhikari. Then what will happen? Your magnanimous nature, apana uddama bhav, saba parihari. Everybody will be deprived of your mercy. Who will deliver them? There is nobody to deliver them. Tabe murkha nicha jata patita samsar, bala dekhi ara keva karibe uddhar. I do not see anyone else who can reach to these three category of people. Murkha nich daridra. Murkha, nich and patit. Who will save them from samsar? Samsar means material life, repeated cycle of birth and death. Who will save them from samsar if you don't take up this work? Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani, jathare shayanam. Iha samsare. That is the meaning of samsar. Bahu dostare kripaya pare, ahi murare. So now, 27. Bhakti rasa data tumi samvarile tabe avatara vaki nimitte karile. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is trying to convince. You are the distributor of mellows of devotional service. Who is our Nitai? Bhakti ras data. Bhakti ras data. Bhakti ras is primarily in our Gaudiya Sampradaya of four types. There is Dasya ras, Sakhya, Vatsalya, Madhurya. And the specialty of Sri Nityananda Prabhu is that he serves Sri Krishna in all the rasas. All the five rasas, including Chantaras. Nitai serves. He becomes the Dham as the Sandhini Shakti, and he is in Shantaras in that way. Also, he becomes Krishna's Paduka, Krishna's Asan. Everything is Nitai. So that is Shantaras. He serves Lord Krishna. Sometimes when Krishna is tired, Balram will massage his lotus feet. As Anantashesh also is always serving. As Lakshman also always getting the shak from the forest getting roots, fruits from the forest, getting water for Sri Sita ji. So he's always in Dasya Bhav, as Lakshman also. And as Dauji, he's always playing with Krishna. Vatsasur came, they were playing. Krishna, there are two teams, Krishna's team and Balram's team. So that is Sakhyarati. And when Krishna is wanting to sleep, sometimes Krishna puts his head on Dauji's lap. And Dauji fans him and protects him. Mother Yashoda, they tell Dauji that when you're going to graze, be very careful. This Krishna likes to swim, but he doesn't know how to swim. Don't let him go near Yamuna. In fact, don't go to Yamuna only. Before that, only you turn back, like that. So that is, Balramji is taking the role of Nanda and Yashoda. He's becoming like in Vatsalya Ras. And then as Ananga Manjari, in Gaur Lila, Sri Janava Thakurani, Nitai is serving in the Madhurya Ras. All our original deities of Goswamis, Madan Mohan, Govinda, were only Krishna. It was Sri Janava Thakurani, for the first time in the history, made the deities of Srimati Radharani, established them. Next to Madan Mohan, next to Govinda. Hari Bol. So that is Janava Thakurani. Nityananda Prabhu Shakti. Therefore, Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur, who is disciple of Sri Nityananda Prabhu, he knows Nitai Tattva. He is saying Bhakti Ras Data. But those three words have deep meaning. All the rasas are given by Nityananda Prabhu. He is Bhakti Ras Data. And if you hide your samvarile, means you hide yourself. To me, yadi samvarile, you hide your glory that you are Bhakti Ras Data and you remain as a muni here with me, just doing tapasya, who I am doing tapasya. Tabe avatara vaki nimitte karile. Then what is the use of our incarnation? What is the use of you coming here? Your real purpose is Prema Makta Nityananda Kiba Avatar Uttama Adhama Kichu Nakare Vichar. That is your purpose. So you please fulfill that purpose. Now, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu further says in 228, Ete ke amara vakya jati satya chao, tabe avilambe tumi gauda deshe jao. Dekho, I have said that even the fallen will be delivered. Dina hina etachilo, hariname uddharilo, tara sakshi jagai madai. That is my promise that Patita Pavan Hetu Tava Avatar. I will deliver one and all. As a sannyasi, as a born in a Brahman kul, son of Jagannath Mishra and Shachi Mata, as a sannyasi disciple of Sri Keshav Bharati Maharaj, I really cannot associate with Shudras. The society will think that I am a fallen sannyasi. They will not respect me. I cannot go to those who intoxicate. I cannot go to those who break the regulative principles. Sannyasi has to maintain certain decorum. I can preach to the classes. Prakashananda Saraswati, Sarabhaum Bhattacharya. I can preach to the leaders, to the classes. But you preach to the masses. You have to distribute. Shri Nimai Nitai, they have to distribute. So he says, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, if you want my words that everyone will be delivered, Kali Kale Nama Rupe Krishna Avatar Nama Haite Haya Sarva Jagata Nistar. If you want my words to come true, Nitai, then avilambe, without delay, Gauda Deshe jao. You go to Gauda Desh. And there you preach to one and all. Do not discriminate at all. Give Prem Ras to everyone. Become Prem Ras Data. Then text 229. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu continues to speak to Sri Nityananda Prabhu. Murkha nicha patita dukhita jata jana bhakti diya karagiya sabare mochana. Hari bol. Deliver the foolish, murkha, the wretched, niche, the fallen, patit, the distressed, dukhita, jata jana. Whatever foolish, wretched, fallen, sinful, distressed people are there, sabare mochana. You save all of them. How? Bhakti diya. By giving them devotional service, you deliver them, you save them. Which means bhakti is the only means of real deliverance. The greatest gift we can give somebody is bhakti, bhakti sukrati. Otherwise, food, shelter, clothing, roti, kapda, makan, we give in charity. That is just a material donation. It does nothing for the real person, which is the soul. Soul is thirsty for Krishna. They don't know it. But expert preacher will intelligently give. Therefore, Srila Prabhupada said that book distribution should be accompanied by Harinam Sankirtan. So that someone may come, look at the book table and go away, but they heard the holy name. Food distribution should be prasadam distribution, also ideally accompanied by Harinam Sankirtan. Because yan nama shruti matrana puman bhavati nirman. Just by hearing the holy name, one makes spiritual progress. So this is the program of Srila Prabhupada. Because this is the program of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It says you deliver the foolish, wretched, fallen, distressed people. Purport by Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, the revered, beloved founder and spiritual master, founder Acharya of Sri Gaudiya Math and spiritual master of our Srila Prabhupada, His Divine Grace, Srila Abhay Charan Arvinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada. Sri Gaura Sundar ordered Sri Nityananda Prabhu to go to Gaudadesh. All intelligent, aristocratic, learned people of Gaudadesh accepted the religion preached by Sri Gaura Sundar. We saw that. Prakashananda Saraswati, such a big sannyasi, 60,000 disciples, he surrendered. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, such a big leader in Jagannath Puri, surrendered to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So all the intelligent, high-class people, Kabir Khas, Sakar Mallik, they all surrendered to Mahaprabhu. Hiranya Govardhan Majumdar, along with their son, they all became devotees of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. All the leaders, Mahaprabhu preached to the leaders. But then, what about the masses? Once His Holiness Srila Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj says in his Prabhupada memory video on YouTube that Srila Prabhupada was in India when His Holiness Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj was the GBC for India. And what happened was, Srila Prabhupada in the late 1960s and very early 1970s, Srila Prabhupada built temples mainly in the West. His focus was USA and UK. He went to London. He went to America main. First temple was New York, then San Francisco, then Montreal, then LA, Detroit, Chicago. Prabhupada was focused, then London. Prabhupada was focused in mainly these 2-3 countries, which are the prominent countries in the West. Then Srila Prabhupada realized that the actual place of our Gaudiya culture is India. And if we don't have presence in India, this whole International Society for Krishna Consciousness, ISKCON, will be viewed as a foreign movement. It has no basis in the Dharma Bhumi, Bharat. Prabhupada said that is not good. Also, if our movement is not respected in India, it will have a negative impact. Also, our ISKCON devotees have no way to go in the Dham. Yes. I must have a presence in the Dham. So Srila Prabhupada wanted a temple in his home, Vrindavan. Vrindavan is my home. His Bhajan Sthali, place of worship, Sri Navadvip Dham, and Bombay. Because if you have presence in Bombay, then whole of India will respect you. So Srila Prabhupada announced that I will be spending time in India because in the West, I have competent disciples who are American Europeans. You know the local way of doing things. You are competent to purchase property, maintain in America because you all are local. You speak the language, you know the culture. In India, you will be fooled. And Prabhupada, with that Vyaspuja offering of Sri Gurudas Prabhu, we were reading, too cheap, Babu. They go to a rickshaw, and normally the rickshawala charges 10 rupees. And he will tell this person that this is 20 rupees. He says, that is what, 50 cents? Yes. Too cheap. And they will say, actually, they are being charged double. So, too cheap, Babu. Prabhupada coined this term, too cheap, Babu. You're saying too cheap, but you are being cheated. He says, in America, you are smart, but in India, you are being fooled. So, in India, I have to be there. Otherwise, you will never be able to accomplish Vrindavan project, Mayapur project, Bombay project. So Prabhupada announced that for the next year, I will be spending most of my time in India. Srila Tamal Krishna Maharaj heard this. And then they were going to distribute the GBCs. Who is going to take what zone? So he jumped and took India's zone because he will get to associate with Prabhupada. He himself tells it like that. So then His Holiness Tamal Krishna Maharaj was in India. And Prabhupada's focus was two things. I want to build these temples, make sure I am there in every deal so that you are not fooled. And I want to sit and do translation work. Now, there are devotees with different expertises. They also arrange the Pandal festival in Bombay, 7 days, more than 7 days. It was just everyday program. So these things were happening. Then Tamal Krishna Maharaj had just acquired the Vrindavan land. And Prabhupada was in Delhi. So in Delhi, Tamal Krishna Maharaj arranged a Pandal festival. But Prabhupada really, he wanted to sit and use that time to do maximum translation work peacefully. So Tamal Krishna Maharaj asked Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada, this Pandal festival has been arranged in Delhi. So do you want to speak or do you want one of us to speak? Prabhupada asked, who is coming? He said, whole of Delhi is, it's open program, whole of Delhi, thousands of people will come. Prabhupada said, actually Prabhupada was in Delhi and Tamal Krishna Maharaj was somewhere else. And he communicated through telegram. So Tamal Krishna Maharaj asked this question, so Prabhupada sent a telegram. If classes, I preach. If masses, you preach. Tamal Krishna Maharaj says that. Prabhupada said like that. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was preaching to the classes. Maharaj Pratapurudra, devotee banate. Chand Kazi, devotee. But he said, who will preach to these sinful people who are meat eaters, intoxicating, all these materialistic businessmen from the village of Uddharan Das Thakur? Who will save them? He says, you go, Nitai. But I am also sannyasi, I am a avdut. I am also the renounced order of life. How I can go and talk to people who are breaking regulated principles? So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, no, you have to do it by giving them devotional service, and we will come to that. But let's finish the purport. So all the intelligent, aristocratic, learned people, they accepted Sri Gaura Sundar's teachings. Okay. But foolish, wretched, sinful people could not understand the topics of devotional service. Bhajan Dera Madhyashishta Navavida Bhakti. What do you understand? What is Navavida Bhakti? They don't know. To liberate them from their non-devotional propensities, Sri Gaura Sundar sent Sri Nityananda Prabhu to Gauda Desh. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had personally promised that he would deliver all ignorant fallen people who are more or less useless. But since pseudo-devotee enjoyers of the fruits of their karma, means karma kandis, who are attached to sense gratification as well as impersonal mayavadis who desire liberation. So, jnanis and karmis are all included among the fools, wretched and fallen. The most merciful Lord, Sri Gaura Sundar, sent Sri Nityananda Prabhu to uplift them. To uplift them. It is said that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy was like a bad, it was like a flood. But some people climbed up on trees to escape Mahaprabhu. Nityananda Prabhu came to shake those trees and Prem Rasa Bhase. That is the example. So then, since the Mayavadis' extreme arrogance and the ritualistic Smarta's pride, born of adeptness, means expertise in their Vedas, became impediments in their attaining devotional service to the Supreme Lord, Sri Nityananda Prabhu, who was unhappy to see the distress of others, Paradukha Dukhi, went to Gauda Desh to fulfill the internal desire of Sriman Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, very important point here. Sometimes our mode of goodness and our knowledge of the Shastras can become an impediment in our spiritual progress. I will give you two examples that I have seen myself in devotees. One was a person who I have given the example. When he was in school, he attended one summer Bhagavad Gita class. You can hear na, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji, audible.
he attended one Bhagavad Gita class through the school in summer, like that. And he got so much knowledge and he turned vegetarian and everything. And whole family was non-vegetarian. So when he attended that Bhagavad Gita course in summer in India and suddenly became vegetarian and started speaking about the soul, this body is like a cloth, vasam se janana tha. Ekdam, Firoz is powerful. And materialist people can be shaken. Wow, you to bahut sadhu ban gaya. You are so learned, you are talking like a pandit. So everybody in the family started telling him कि you are very तुस्सी great हो, तुस्सी great हो. You are very great, you are sadhu. We are so fortunate you took birth in our family. They were telling all neighbors, देखो ये भगवद गीता सीख के आया है. And he has changed. So he became as a like a spiritual master, so-called spiritual master in the community. And then what happened? One brahmachari started going there and preaching in that same community of Bombay. And many people in that building became devotees, became initiated. His parents became devotees. His sibling became devotee. But he did not become devotee because from before he had such ahankar कि मुझे कौन ज्ञान देगा, मैं सबको ज्ञान दूंगा यहाँ पे, और अभी तुम मुझे ज्ञान दे रहे हो, उसका सुन के, वो ब्रह्मचारी का सुन के. So he did not surrender to that brahmachari. He did not surrender to his parents who are now actually on the real right path. So then that fellow even today is not a devotee. Socho. Because ahankar of Gita Gyan. So sometimes our mode of goodness can become an impediment in our spiritual progress. Another example of this is, again, I met one devotee here in Atlanta who started coming for the Friday class and then took objection with me that why before the class you are saying Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. That is because you are not a Brahman. You don't understand simple thing that any mantra that starts with the pranav and ends in the fourth case, dative, ki, namaha or swaha, those mantras are all to be chanted silently. And you may not know, but in our family, I'm already initiated in this mantra and we always chant it silently, and you're chanting it 3 times loudly, making everybody repeat. So do you think you are a guru? He said, only guru can give this mantra to the disciples. I said, in our tradition, it is the first, Bhagavatam ka first ye hai. The Srimad Bhagavatam begins with Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, and in our parampara, all Bhagavad Kathakars, they say that mantra because it is in Bhagavatam. You are just reading Bhagavatam. It's a good mantra. You are insulting the mantra. He told me you are no different than the Gayatri Club who loudly sing Gayatri mantra. So that person, family stopped coming. Both husband and wife are coming. Both were initiated. So they stopped coming. Initiated in another line. So now I met them. I had gone to Indie Fresh other day. I met them there. So I asked them how they are doing. So they said it's good, but only thing is we don't have association. So because they were initiated in Bombay, they are also from Bombay. Their guru is in Bombay. They initiated in Bombay. They came here. So they are saying we miss association. So I said, why don't you come? He said, I told you why I don't come.
See, now after realizing as well, he'll
not accept. Because they feel that they know.
They know.
So this is an example how sometimes our knowledge and our mode of goodness can become an impediment. So sometimes people in passion and ignorance are better because they are humble. At least they know कि हम पापी है.
Yes.
Very good. So like this. So then although the inhabitants of Bengal are still more or less polluted by faults like sentimentality, the Rajasthanis and Gujaratis glorify them. I did not understand this sentence when I read it in the morning. I don't understand this sentence, so I will not be able to comment on it. Although the inhabitants of Bengal are more or less polluted by faults like sentimentality, the Rajasthanis and Gujaratis glorify them.
Maybe at that time context, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta like maybe because in his time there were many up-sampradayas and all, that's why.
Yeah, so it must be something to do with that, some up-sampradaya, but I did not understand, so I cannot explain. Then no. Which is the next verse?
230.
Oh, 230? Oh, sorry, I went down. 1 second. 230.
Agya Pai Nityananda.
I'm just trying to scroll. आज्ञा पाई नित्यानंद चंद्र तो क्षणे Chalile na gauda deshe lai nija gane. Now see, Shri Nityananda Prabhu is a sannyasi. He is Avadhut. He is in the renounced order of life, Vairagi, like a sannyasi. Because he associated with sannyasi for 12 years. No? At the age of 12, he left home, and the next 12 years he did Brahman with a sannyasi, Shri Lakshmipati Tirtha. And then he was like a sannyasi. And then he took Avadhut Vesh. And Avadhut means renounced. Examples of Avadhut are Shukdev Goswami, Lord Dattatreya. So, Shri Nityananda Prabhu is Avadhut. So, he is in the renounced order of life. Now, someone who's in the renounced order of life, he's been told that you associate with the Shudras, the Papi, the uncivilized people, poor people. That means to associate with them, live with them, you cannot do that as a renunciant. You have to enter the Grahastha ashram so that you're on the same level. They are Grahastha, your ashram is same. Then you can talk. Avadhut cannot interact, eat in the house of people who drink alcohol and eat meat. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling Shri Nityananda Prabhu that you give up your Avadhut status, your Vairagi status, and you enter Grahastha ashram. Now, please, my dear devotees, I'm going to say something little, maybe it will be a little inconceivable, but see, in today's world, when a sannyasi gets married, it is a scandal. It is looked down upon. This is 500 years ago. Someone who is a professed Avadhut is suddenly getting two wives and having children. This is the reason why Shri Nityananda Prabhu was not respected by people like Gunarada Mishra. It was a Mishra, he was a Brahmin. He said, I respect the son of Jagannath Mishra, but not that Radhadesh Vasi Nitai. Therefore, the rich aristocratic people, actually Nityananda Prabhu, we know he was born in a very high class family. Adai Pandit, pure Brahman family, and Padmavati Mata. And then trained by Sri Lakshmipati Tirtha, such a great sannyasi in the Madhva line. But now he has become object of ridicule and disrespect. But he does not mind it. Akarodha Paramananda. He doesn't get angry. He did it just to please Sri Chaitanya. Which means our Gaur-nishtha should be so great that if Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tells a sannyasi, become a grahastha, okay. Socho. 500 years ago in the orthodox society. That is why throughout Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat, you will come across references where Sri Vrindavan Thakur says, anybody who disrespects Nitai, I will kick that person on the head. That verse is there repeatedly in Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat for this reason, because there was a big group of people who did not like Nityananda Prabhu. Also says, Jai Papi. I will burn his face, I'll put
Can't hear you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Can't hear you.
Hare Krishna. Okay, I'll try to speak a little
Yeah,
loudly.
now it is good. Now it is good. Thank you, Prabhu.
So therefore, this is the greatness of Sri Nityananda Prabhu, that on one word of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he gave up his renounced order of life and entered Grahastha ashram, which is considered a fall down, especially in the orthodox Hindu society. Agya pai Nityananda Chandra tata kshane chalilena gauda deshe lai nijagane. He took his associates and tata kshane, immediately he left Jagannath Puri Dham and went to Sri Gauda Desh. Agya pai. Whatever Mahaprabhu says, Sri Chaitanya Dev says, Nityananda Prabhu follows. Prabhura agya pai, magi bhiksha. After getting agya from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I'm asking this bhiksha. Bolo Krishna, bhajo Krishna, karo Krishna. Now, who are the associates? Very beautiful. Associates of Sri Nityananda Prabhu. Ramadasa Gadadhar Dasa Mahashay, Raghunatha Vaidya Oja Bhakti Rasamay, Krishna Dasa Pandita Parameshwari Das, Purandara Panditera Parama Ullas, Nityananda Swarupera Jata Apta Gana, Nityananda Sange Sabe Karila Gamana. Ramdas is Meena Ketana Ramdas, who used to hit with flute and jump on people's back when they offered obeisances. That Nilaketa Ramdas, and Das Gadadhar. Das Gadadhar is an incarnation of Srimati Radharani's Kanti. Radharani's effulgence appeared as Das Gadadhar, and Srimati Radharani herself appeared as Gadadhar Pandit. This Das Gadadhar is that devotee who was doing kirtan, and the Qazi, the Yavan leaders, they killed a fox who is considered a very low class animal, a jackal. They killed a jackal and threw the dead body of a jackal over the wall into the Angan where they were doing kirtan. And this Das Gadadhar got so angry. He was a little thin, little tiny brahmachari. He says, I will uproot the beard of Kazi, just like Bhrigu's beard was uprooted in Bhagavata. And he marched with those devotees to the house of the Kazi. And he started knocking on the door, and he had soldiers and everything. And he was a tiny little brahmachari. And he was not afraid. He said, I want to talk to the Qazi. Leave me. I want to meet the Qazi. And they opened the door, and Qazi came and said, what happened? Why are you stopping the Nam Sankirtan movement? How dare you throw a dead jackal? When we are doing kirtan to desecrate, you are a demon. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Gaur Hari will punish you. And this Qazi looked at the purity, enthusiasm, and the purity of heart of Das Gadadhar and said, Bacha, sorry, I will not trouble you anymore. Go and happily do kirtan. From today, they will not disturb you. His heart was changed just by seeing the innocence. Because he entered into the palace where there was an army of this Qazi. But that was Das Gadadhar, very powerful preacher. And then you see Raghunath Vaidya. In Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, I have got 3 Raghunaths. There is Raghunath Bhatt Goswami, there is Raghunath Vaidya, associate of Nityananda Prabhu, and now you are my 3rd, Das Raghunath, and you will be known as Swarupera Raghu. So this is the second Raghunath Vaidya. You are associate of Sri Nityananda Prabhu. So Nityananda Swarup is Nityananda Prabhu's brahmachari name. He was called Swarup. When Lakshmipati Tirtha took him, gave him the name Swarup. So therefore you say, Pancha Tattvatmakam Krishnam Bhaktarupa Swarupakam. Swarup is Nityananda Prabhu. Bhaktarup is Mahaprabhu. Bhaktarupa Swarupakam. And even in that famous Mangalacharan verse, we say, for our Srila Prabhupada, Guru Vagya Shirasi Dhitva Shaktyavesha Swarupine. Nityananda Prabhu ke Shaktyavesha hota, Prabhupada. Shaktyavesha Swarupine Hare Krishna ti mantrana Paschatya Prachatanya. That Swarup is the name of Sri Nityananda Prabhu. So Nityananda Swarupera Jata Apta Garna. Nityananda Sangha Sabhe Karila Gamana. Sri Nityananda Swarup was accompanied by his intimate associates like Sri Bhagavata Ramdas, Das Gadadhar, Mahashay, Raghunath Vaidya, and others, who were filled with mellows of devotional service. Krishnadas Pandit was there. Parameshwari Das is also very famous. Parameshwari Das gave initiation to Gopal Chapal. So Gopal Chapal surrendered to Mahaprabhu end mein, at Kuliagram. Mahaprabhu said that you take initiation from Srivas Thakur. Srivas Thakur said, you have been my neighbor, we have grown up like brothers. I always consider you a friend, I cannot become your guru suddenly. You take from Nityananda Prabhu. So then from Mahaprabhu to Srivas Thakur to Nityananda Prabhu. So Nityananda Prabhu says, we will give you initiation, I am very merciful, but remember, and I declare, let the whole world hear this. More merciful than me, Nityananda Prabhu says, are my associates. Which means, therefore, we say, more merciful than Nityananda Prabhu is Srila Prabhupada. Because his Swarupera Shaktyavesha. Like that. So he says, my associates are more merciful than me, Gopal Chapal. Go and take Diksha from Parameshwari Das. And then from Parameshwari Das, he takes initiation and gets the name Devakinanda. Like that. So these associates, Purushottam Das, Parameshwari Das, they were very great devotees of Sri Nityananda Prabhu. There were 12 of them. One of them is Gauridas Pandit also. Abhiram Thakur, another one. They are all Dwadash Gopals from Vrindavan. They came as Nitai's associates. So they are going together to Gaudadesh. 234. Pathe chalite Nityananda Mahashaya Sarva Parishada Age Kaila Premamay. Now this journey of Sri Nityananda Prabhu, after receiving the order of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to go from Jagannath Puri to Navadvip to preach to the fallen low class people, this journey is very famous. And Srila Vrindavan Thakur in the coming pages will describe it in detail. Amazing past. 72 hours you dance. It's all happening now. It's going to happen now. Then they climbed on the tips of the branches of the trees and dance, and the branches were not breaking. All that's going to happen now. Abhiram Gopal is going to take a tree and hold the trunk of it like a flute and play. All that will happen now. So all this pastimes happened when they are going. They are asking, where is Gaudadesh? Where is Gaudadesh? And they're in ecstasy. And they keep missing their directions. Took them long time to reach Gaudadesh. But along the way, whichever villages they diverted to, everybody became pure devotee. So that is Nityananda Prabhu's Prema Matta Nityananda. So Haila Premamaya. He became completely intoxicated as they began their journey. And last text for today, text 35. Sabar Haila Atma Ve Smriti Atyanta Karadehe Kata Bhava Nahi Tara Anta. As a result, all the associates, they completely forgot. Vismrita Atyanta. They they completely forgot themselves, who they are, where they are supposed to go. There was no end to the bhava, the ecstatic symptoms that manifested in their bodies. And what that is now, you will see in the subsequent classes from text 236. So now our Nityananda Prabhu, to distribute Krishna Prem on the order of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, accompanied by his parshads, his associates, he is traveling to whole of Bengal. In those days, Bengal was very big.
Yes.
Today's India's West Bengal and entire Bangladesh. A big area. He is going to conquer with love. Yeah. Krishna Prem. Hari Bol. So we'll stop here, dear devotees. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So are there any questions? We can take away one question if someone has question, because I have to go to work. Thank you, Prabhu. Nice. Okay, if there are no questions, then Mataji, can we end?
Sure, Prabhu, sure. Divya Mataji, would you like to take one question, Prabhuji?
Yeah, if there is a question.
Okay, Divya, you want to ask?
Thank you, Prabhuji. I have a question about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement and the purifying, feature of the holy name. I've been like 15 years ago when I was new in this ISKCON, I had a very rosy picture, and I had full faith in the holy name and about its purifying effect. And initially, my interaction with devotees were also like that. They exemplified that. And but now after 15 years, like when I meet devotees who their demeanor and their speech, like in my mind, anyone who's chanting holy name, their speech will be very gentle and they'll be very kind. But now when some devotees, when their speech and demeanor is like, I would say, more even worse than what a materialist person would be, it kind of hampers my faith on the holy name and this movement, that if it really has that effect, purifying effect. So how am I supposed to have faith in the holy name when I meet devotees who chant holy name, but
Hare Krishna. If Atmavat Manyate Jagat, if we are wearing a certain lens of impurity, then we will see those impurities in others. To have doubts about the purity or the purifying effect of Harinam, and to have doubts about the temperament and behavior of devotees, despite spending 15 years in ISKCON, is a sign of having contaminated lenses. We have a very negative pessimistic attitude. There is no other way to explain this, Mataji. After spending 15 years in ISKCON, if you have not found role models, if you have not found devotees where you feel inspired, if you have not met devotees who command your faith, if you have not experienced personally the purifying effects of Harinam, that means you have not followed the process of Krishna consciousness properly, and your lenses are contaminated. So you have to work on yourself. One should not have doubt about the purifying effect of holy name. I used to eat meat, I used to do so many things, and I have experienced the purifying effect of Harinam, and everybody has experienced. And everybody has devotees who they feel inspired by. Just go to ISKCON Atlanta Temple. There is Ghanshyam Prabhu. How many years he's serving? He has got a tennis elbow. Still he's cooking for everybody. Cooking things, sweets for Radha Madan Mohan that he cannot eat because of his health. But he's still cooking. That doesn't inspire you? So many devotees. Chitravirya Prabhu is there. There are so many wonderful examples, such a pure pujari. So to have this pessimistic, negative attitude, we are contaminated and we contaminated 10 other people again around us with this constant negativity. Constant negativity. So we have to work on ourselves. Our lenses are bad. That's why we only see faults in devotees. We don't find one devotee who can inspire us. We don't find one devotee who can command our heart. Problem is with us, not with the process. So we need a reset button. Reset. Everything is being done wrong. My expectations, my achar, my practice of Krishna consciousness is wrong. We are doing it wrong. Problem is with us. Yes, devotees have difficulties, devotees have fall downs, devotees have their weaknesses, devotees may speak harshly. All that is there. But is that all one has found in the last 15 years? So every time if our questions are filled with negativity, it is a problem with our own lens. We need to reset our attitude. Hare Krishna. Harinam is most purifying and devotees have wonderful qualities. Vaishnavara gunagrahi na dekhaye dosh kayaman vakya kare Vaishnava santosh. Why are we seeing only negativity? Why are we thinking that devotees are behaving worse than materialists? Problem is with us. Our lenses need to be thrown out and we need new lenses. We need a reset button in our brain. Atmavat manyate jagat. So this is the answer, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Anybody else? Mataji, if there are no questions, we can stop.
Haribol Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
May I say something, Prabhuji, if you have time, few minutes on.
No, Prabhuji. We will end the call because I have to go for work.
No problem. Thank you. Thank you, Haribol.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for your one. Thank you so much for the wonderful class. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Let's pay our obeisances to Prabhuji. Vancha kalpatrupasya kripa sindhu
Shila Prabhupada.
Hare
Krishna Prabhuji.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Let's end the call. Hare Krishna. Let's end the call.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.